Hello, welcome to JavaScript tutorial, Chapter 1, Introduction to JavaScript, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn the core languages of web application, what is JavaScript, how it works, the JavaScript engines, and finally, we are going to understand the importance of JavaScript. Right now, let us understand the core languages of web application. Okay, suppose if you wish to build a web page, then to do that you should be aware of the core languages like HTML, CSS and the JavaScript. Coming to HTML is a markup language for content and structure. In the sense, using HTML we can add headings to the web page, you can add a division element, you can add images, you can add a list of items as well as the table of data to the web page, and that represents the content and structure. Okay, and that's what we are going to do with the help of HTML. And coming to CSS is a style sheet language for presentation. In the sense, using CSS we can decide the font family or the font size of the content. You can alter the height and width of the HTML element. You can change the background color of the HTML elements. Okay, those type of things can be done using CSS. And finally, to give the end user a good visual experience, we have to make use of CSS, and that's what it represents, the presentation. Okay, and coming to JavaScript is a programming language for behavior and interaction. In the sense, using JavaScript we can decide like what happens when we mouse over the menu, what happens when we type the wrong value in a form. Those type of behavior and interaction things can be done using JavaScript. So finally, if you wish to build a web page, you should be aware of these core languages like HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And keep in mind, in this JavaScript tutorial video series, we are going to learn the JavaScript from the scratch to the advanced part. So right now, let me jump into next slide. Let us understand here what is JavaScript and how it works. I repeat, in this slide we are going to understand like what is JavaScript and how it works. And coming to the definition, JavaScript is a client-side scripting language that executes in the user's browser. I repeat, JavaScript it's a client-side scripting language that executes in the user's browser. So in the coming slides we are going to understand why it is called a scripting language, but as of now you just understand the definition of it. Okay, right now let us understand the working of JavaScript. Okay, suppose if you wish to build a desktop application, and you can do that with the help of C++, Java and C#, but keep in mind you can't build a desktop application using a JavaScript. Why? Because JavaScript is intentionally limited. In the sense, JavaScript cannot have access on the local files which is stored on the system, and also it cannot access any hardware on which it is running. In the sense, if you wish to build a desktop application, so these languages they will be having direct interaction with the operating system, but JavaScript is no way directly interacting with your operating system, because keep in mind JavaScript always works inside another application, that is web browser. Okay, web browser is handled by the operating system. In the sense, operating system runs your web browser contains a web page contains the JavaScript, and finally JavaScript is no way interacting with the operating system, so we can't build a desktop application out of it. Okay, and right now let us understand who is going to execute this JavaScript present in the web page. It's very simple, and here comes the JavaScript engines. This is very important, you have to understand it very clearly. Here we have a list of browsers: Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer and Opera. And all these browsers, they have their own JavaScript engines inside them. So whenever we run a web page which is containing the JavaScript, and that JavaScript is compiled and executed by the JavaScript engines present inside them. So this is how the JavaScript code used to get executed. Okay, and coming to the list of browsers, here you can observe we have a list of browsers with their JavaScript engines. Okay, for example, the Chrome, the JavaScript engine name is V8, and coming to Firefox, the JavaScript engine name is Jagger Monkey. Similarly for Internet Explorer version 9 and above, JavaScript engine is Chakra, and Opera version 14 and above, the JavaScript engine is V8, and Safari it's Nitro. Okay, in this slide we understood like how JavaScript executes and who is going to execute the JavaScript, and also we learned the JavaScript engine names present inside each browser. Okay, and coming to the last slide, that is the importance of JavaScript. Okay, most of the programming languages are all about input and output, in the sense we write a code in many languages, and finally the output of those languages, whatever we write, they are all about, it takes the input and it provides the output. But keep in mind, JavaScript is not about that. It's completely different, in the sense JavaScript was not designed as a general purpose programming language. Instead, it was designed to manipulate the web pages, and it does that very well. We're going to understand this, what is this manipulation of web pages, in the coming videos. But as of now, we understand JavaScript was mainly designed to manipulate the web pages, and it does that very well. So few developers, they interpret JavaScript as a scripting language, not as a general purpose programming language, because of this reason. So in the definition we saw like JavaScript is a client-side scripting language that executes in the user's browser, not as a general purpose programming language, because of that reason. Okay, and that's what the importance of JavaScript is. And in the coming videos, in the coming sessions, we are going to learn the JavaScript very clearly, and we are going to understand it very clearly. And as of now, in this session, we understood like what are the core languages of a web application, what is JavaScript and how it works, and finally we understood the importance of it. Okay, and finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting these URLs. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further references, refer our website. We are on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.